Dance Blue, one of the great events they hold on this campus. I'm hoping I'm in a good spirit to go by there. We have a game that day. But what a great thing for students. Another thing to learn on a college campus, coming together for something bigger than you, that you can move the needle, but you got to do it with a group of people. So that event's the 29th, and I'm excited for the kids. Yes?
John, you talked about opening up the court a little bit more, maybe letting your guards play downhill. Do you think we'll see more of that coming this game?
Maybe. I'm just seeing everybody else do it to us. That's how they're trying to play. We've got some things that we're doing that can lead us into that. But the other side of it is, you got this kid on the team that, geez, when you throw him the ball, good stuff happens for us. It's a kid, Nick Richards. So in a way, you want to say, let's play to our strengths. Our strengths may be different than their strengths. But you know, when you're in games and you're seeing people do certain things, you're saying, well, I wonder if we could do a little bit of that.
John, is it, at the Vandy game, you said at halftime, you reminded the guys, let's go to Dick, let's play through Dick. Why do you think they got?
Well, what I said was, all right, they made 8 threes. We had some bad rotations. We missed 5 one-footers. This is what the score should look like. Now, let's go and put this ball in his hands a little bit and play through him. Because I didn't think he got the ball enough in the first half.
Why would they forget?
There's one thing they don't forget. Their own opportunities to shoot the ball. They don't forget those. But sometimes you'll forget the other guy's opportunities. And that's usually why you have a coach that says, okay, let's get back in line here.
Do you think Nick asks for the ball in the huddles? Does he say, hey, I've got
He does.
something?
EJ does too, which I love. So he'll say it, and they respect him, and they know. I mean, he's a great free throw shooter. He can make 15-footers. You can throw to him in the post. Last game they tried to trap. He's the one that passed it out, and we made plays on the weak side. He's getting better and better.
John, what are your impressions of Tyree and Sippy's play?
Oof. The last 3 games, he's averaging like 38 points a game. He was out a few games, which they lost, understandably. That he makes everybody on the court better. And he defends, he tries to steal, he does, he's good. He's, you know, in our league, you know, how many guys are like him? Not many. But, you know, he's playing well and somebody that we better keep an eye on.
How is Nick handling being Nick? You know what I mean? The guy that we're going to go to.
He's good. He's building his own confidence through demonstrated performance. He's doing it. He's not delusional. He's on the court. Anytime he starts to slip, he's got a whole staff all over him. Like, I may walk in the gym and he's on the treadmill. And I'm thinking, wow, isn't that great? He's out there conditioning. No, he came in half speed and Kenny put him on the treadmill. All right, you don't want to do this? Get on the treadmill. So we're not letting up on him. We're not letting up on Tyrese. We're trying to hold and Ashton accountable. And they're all responding. I mean, we got a great group of kids. My message yesterday, I showed them a place late in the game where Ashton went over and he and EJ were laughing and Ashton kind of grabbed EJ by the head and they were laughing with each other. And I said, look, this is a team that you care about one another. Play for your brother more than you're playing for you. Play for each other. You should feel a sense of responsibility in how you play, not for you, for them. Because when you leave us and you think every team's this way, good luck. They're not all this way. And you have a team full of guys. I said, last game we were at Tennessee, every one of you in this room were happy for Keon and for Johnny. Do you understand it's not always like that? And so play for each other. Don't worry about you. Just know I need to be respectful of all this stuff, and I have to make sure I understand I'm playing for my teammates is more than I'm even playing for me.
How do you get your bigs to kind of gain that confidence? I mean, what do you tell them that they have to do that you're seeing in Nick and EJ in a sense?
Part of it is you got to get in the greatest shape of your life. You have to. If you don't, you surrender. And the minute you start surrendering, you have no confidence. It's like a boxer going in, and I'm ready. And after you start, your arms come down and you get punched in the head. Well, you now have no confidence. You may be on your back too. You have no confidence. That's the first step to fighting. If you want to battle, the first battle you got to win, the battle against yourself. Like when you want to let go of the rope, when you think, I got to stop. The first battle is battle you. And when you defeat you and you beat you, it's a little easier going and trying to beat another guy. So that's the part of it. And it takes guys time. How about this? To do that is really hard and really painful. So will you test other ways of doing it before you go to that? You do everything you can to stay away from that pain and that work and that sweat. Let me just shoot more balls. Let me shoot jump shots. How about just play me more minutes and I'll try to pass? I know I can't do this, so let me just be a passer. Well, you got twice as many turnovers as assists. I don't think that's a good one either. I mean, I gotta get in shape and the pain and the sweat and the hurt. It looks like it. Okay, let's go. I mean, they're gonna do whatever they can to see, and sometimes they get enabled, people around them. If he just let you shoot more, if he just played you more, if he let you do what he lets him do, there's no, get in the greatest shape of your life. Then get on the court and build your own self-image, your own self-esteem, your own self-confidence through what Nick has done, demonstrated performance. Now, he goes in a game and he doesn't work. He doesn't play low. The other guy plays lower than him and beats him to every ball. And now you say, what happened to Nick? He tested the water. The other stuff is really hard to do. He was trying to do it an easy way. There is no easy way.
How much does it help having three guys that can shoot a high percentage of free throws in a critical game situation?
Well, I think we got a lot of guys that can make them, and down the stretch, I would feel pretty good. The issue for us is we're playing with 3 point guards. Our decision making late in the game should be better than anybody else's team in the country. It should be. Now, it hasn't been until the last few games, but why wouldn't it be? If you're a point guard, are you trying to make the hardest play? Are you not seeing what the game is? We need to, if we get something easy, fine. If not, we're going to work the clock. Are you not thinking with us? Are you just exchanging baskets? You're not thinking basketball? Part of that is us and me as a coach training them to finish these games off. And it takes time. It's just, this is all, talking to a coach today, this is all process. They all have to go through it. Let me tell you the other thing they have to do. They have to fail, and sometimes miserably, because they have to learn, am I going to blame everybody and be delusional, or are the people around me going to blame everybody, or am I going to take account of what just happened and own it and then change it? And then as you go through this sport, when it happens again, you know you can do this. I can work through this. Versus it happens for the first time and all of a sudden you just crumble and then you can't play. And they've got to fail some. I mean, it's an important part of the process.
Cal, what did you see from Ashton in the last game with some of that decision making and his low?
Made easy plays. He wasn't trying to do crazy things. He was more disciplined. He also subbed himself. He played 31 minutes instead of trying to play 37 minutes, which means in that extra 5 or 6 minutes, that's when the play comes way back, both defensively and offensively. So, you know, I love the fact that he subbed himself.
A report came out earlier this week in regards to NCAA, ACC, and Big 12 paying lobbyists on Capitol Hill for player compensation. You had the hearing Tuesday. What do you make of that?
Tell me again what just happened.
So an AP report came out on Monday saying that the NCAA, the ACC, and Big 12 all spend money towards lobbyists in regards to player compensation. Coming up, though, they had a hearing Tuesday in regards to that. I didn't know.
How did the hearing go?
Mixed reviews. I mean, Connecticut's senator seemed to really buy it, and he's a big proponent that the NCAA has had money and power to do this type of lobbying to where the athletes don't have anything. So
I didn't know about it, I didn't know they had a hearing, I didn't know who's done what, so it's hard for me to comment, other than I keep coming back to, if you do right by the kids, you're doing right. There's no level playing field, that's done. I just read today that Ohio State's athletic budget was $210 million. $210 million. I believe Sacred Heart in Connecticut, who's in the same Division I, I think their total budget for athletics was $9 million. Let me explain. There is no level playing field, so throw that away. All right, how do we take care of the kids? And when you say that, and if you're talking name and likeness, you're talking 50 kids around the country, 100 kids. So you don't want to throw everything out for 100 kids, but it is going to be different. When they leave campus, do they take stuff with them? Do you let them use stuff for their parents to travel? I mean, listen, here's what I would say. I have 1 degree, barely got it. 1. I was the first Prop 48 coach. They made me sit out my first year. Said, not smart enough. Let's get in a room, you got 15 people, 20 people with 3 college degrees, sometimes 4. You can't get in a room and figure this thing out? There's no level playing field. Don't throw out the baby for the, how about that one? I swear to you, I could get people like me, very dumb people, in a room and we could come up with something. Right now, I got one issue. I got to coach against Mississippi Saturday, so I have no time to think about all this stuff. But if that was my job, and that's what I would do, come up with some ideas. I don't want to comment. I want the NCAA to say, here's what we're planning on doing, then I'll comment. Let them go through the process of doing it. At the end of the day, I told you all the tea leaves, that I think it's going to end up in Congress, and it's the only way it'll work, because you can't have 50 states having 50 different laws that oversee college. It won't work. So now let's get back to how we got to do this.
John, on a lighter note, why did you go back to the suit and tie?
I can't remember.
I think it was
I think my wife told me she liked the open collar look. So I said, really? So then I started wearing a tie. Happy Thanksgiving. No, Merry Christmas. What are we in?
Valentine's.
What is it?
Valentine's.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day, Alan.